Hello?
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, I can see you now.
Oh, I can see you too. I can hear you well.
All right.
That's a cute penguin that you have there.
Yeah. It's are you talking about this?
Yep,
Yeah, that's Metoda.
I have something similar. That's
That is so big and
yeah.
also really cute. So, yeah, man, what's up? How you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Doing good.
I I haven't watched your week 4 update yet, but you're building meat
Hmm.
minutes. Can you tell us
Yes,
about that?
sure. So Meet Minutes is like your AI personal assistant that takes notes for you for meetings happening in any language. And it can support several popular tools like Trello and Asana. We'll get to how it supports that, and it also supports several meeting platforms as well, including Google Meet, WebEx, BlueJeans, and Discord, and Google MS Teams,
Mm-hmm.
and it also supports customized vocabulary as well. So apart from so this is the core feature of your meet minutes of this tool, and apart from this, there are other key features as well that we strive to make you as a busy professional more productive and stay more organized during meetings, because now since post COVID, we I think online meetings are the favorite way to communicate now,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a dearth of really good tools out there who can do summarization of meetings, especially for any language. I mean, there are some tools out there. I have some competitors that do English really well, but they are not focusing on other languages as well.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Spanish or even Hindi or even some regional languages of India as well.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the IT market is mostly centered around India and Indian people.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, that's what this tool is about.
Yeah, I there's been a lot of projects in nights and weekends, kind of based around the summary kind of
Hmm.
AI tool,
Hmm.
where you insert an audio file or you input like a text file, and it tries to summarize that. But I think what sets Meet Minutes apart is that you guys are specifically focusing on making sure that it can be translated into any
Hmm.
language. And
Yeah.
um, it sounded really cool, but when I tried to use it,
Hmm.
it wasn't working. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually saw your video. I'm so sorry for that because I think we were working on some bug updates, and coincidentally, it happened that you were trying to upload at the same time, and it was not working. I
Mm,
saw in your video.
yeah.
And the reason is, number one is we are actually so we have our model which is quite huge, and it's actually hosted on AWS, and we need like a lot of GPU computing power for inferences as well.
Hmm.
And we actually kind of, for the free trial, we have actually kind of put a limit of 30 minutes for uploading audio and video, because we had several people using it for 2-hour podcasts and 3-hour
Yeah.
podcasts, and we were actually capping our AWS limits
Yeah.
very quickly. And that's why I think for free trial, we decided that okay, let's cap for free trial, let's cap it at 30, and for power users, or for people who are really like well connected with us and giving active feedback to us, or we can give them more minutes
Hmm.
as we go on. And of course, as we move on to the paid version of meet minutes, there we will have more structured way uh, of limiting the number of audios and the number of videos
Hmm.
and the number of minutes as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely understand. I even like I took a cut of like 5 minutes because I was like, okay,
Hmm.
the hour might take too long to process. Um,
Yeah.
and it just gave me an error, and I was like,
Hmm.
Um, but you know
Well, you can try
that's
it
what
out
user
now. I
testing
mean,
is, right? Like,
we have
um,
we have done some bug fixing. We have done some bug fixing since the last update.
it's fine. I reviewed like 30 plus projects so far, and I'd say about half of the time when I'm reviewing AI, it doesn't even work, and I have to go back later and try again
Yeah.
when they fix it. But
Hmm.
it just shows the importance of like production testing, because
Yeah, yeah, it
you know
is.
just open it up in incognito, like make a fake account and just try to
Mm,
use it.
mm.
But yeah, I'll definitely try it again. You know, since it's resolved
Sure,
now. Um,
sure.
but maybe I'll do like a test in a later date.
Hmm.
But I just wanted to talk to you about your background and kind of how you and your team, I'm assuming that you work with other people, um,
Hmm.
came up with kind of this idea.
Mm. So, funny story, we actually are a kind of consultants. Like primarily, I was a consultant like 1 year ago, and I was dealing with a lot of clients, and a lot of clients from like various parts of the world. I had clients from Philippines, I had clients from US, I had clients from Italy,
Mm-hmm.
and we had this problem. More specifically, I had this problem that I had a lot of meetings. I had a lot of meeting with clients and their teammates. You know, they have their own teammates, they have their own team, and most of the time, well, almost like 50% of the time, I was double booked because I was working with multiple clients,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I someone joked that you should actually create a clone because some of the meetings did not really actively involve me talking. It was just me listening.
Mm-hmm.
And someone joked that I should create a clone to join those type of meetings where I know that okay, this is like a meeting where I just need to be present and I listen and I just take notes.
Mm-hmm.
Then that actually struck me that yeah, actually with AI I can actually create my own clone. I can create a bot that joins a meeting in my place, and I can join a meeting where it requires me to actively participate in the meeting, talk and interact with the people, but my bot can join the other meeting where uh, they are just mostly giving updates or mostly giving feedbacks and mostly assigning action items, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I came up with, okay, let's have meet minutes. Let's have a bot join meetings. And then it went on and on. It kind of iterate. I kind of started iterating on this idea, and I thought that okay, if a bot is joining the meeting, uh, why just stay focused only on recording the meeting? Why not summarize the meeting as well?
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually was already using four quadrant method for summarization of meetings. So the four quadrant method actually is a simple crisp summary of what happened during the meeting, kind of minutes of the meeting in the four quadrant. It will have questions asked that were asked during the meeting, answers of those questions, and the important notes, all the tasks that were assigned to me and all the tasks that were assigned to others,
Mm-hmm.
along with a short summary of what happened during the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So well, this four quadrant method, I've been using it like since past 5 years or 4 or 5 years, and it's actually inspired from Bill Gates. Bill Gates in one of his interviews mentioned that he uses this four quadrant method, and I was like, yeah, wow, this is
Mm-hmm.
really like on the point at what happened during the meeting. Okay, once someone reads this, it's very pretty quick to look at and pretty quick to know what happened during the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already doing it with my notebook and diary in my diaries. But then again, those diaries are like physical diaries. before joining a related meeting, with the same client, I had to like sift through all those pages and try to find, okay, what happened during the meeting last time before, kind of talking what happened before kind of talking where we are going at. So I kind of iterated over it and came up with, okay, let's not just record the meeting but also summarize the meetings as well.
Mm-hmm.
And one more iteration came up when uh, I had like Italian clients and I had like talking with Italian clients, but they were not, their English was not really good. And that's when it clicked that, okay, if a bot is joining the meeting, if uh, the bot can do several things now. It can also like transcribe, like it
Mm-hmm.
can also like do real time translation. It can also do real time translation as in not just with text but also with speech as well. So if I am speaking here in Hindi, I can convert, I can do a real time translation into Italian, and they will hear it in Italian.
Mm-hmm.
They can speak in Italian, and I can hear it Hindi
Mm-hmm.
that way. And I was like, okay, this is also a good feature for online meetings, and these kind of features kind of kept building up, and that's how this Meet Minutes is at this. The Meet Minutes came into being at what it is right now.
So are you actually using it right now? Do you still have like those meetings with international clients, and does the software actually, help you a lot in terms of those meetings?
Yep. So software does help me a lot in terms of those meetings. So there are, of course, a lot of bugs that I need to fix. That's why I've not yet rolled out the feature of real-time translation yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it does really really help me during my meetings, because the whole concept of Meet Minutes was actually for myself. I actually started building this for myself, and then I thought that, okay, this is something interesting and it's actually really useful for me. It would be really useful for others as well. And that's
Mm-hmm.
when I thought, okay, let's launch this out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Arun joined me. There is another teammate of mine named Arun. He's from Kerala, from India as well. And he joined me as an intern first. And now he's like working full time with me. And then we are kind of building it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you think people are comfortable with the idea that, they're not really talking with you in the meeting, they're talking to like a bot that's kind of transcribing them?
Mhm.
And it when if you did or do that, did they actually realize that you weren't there? Um, Kind of how would you set
Um,
that up?
Yeah, yeah. So, actually, I set the bot up to join the meeting in only those meetings where I was not required to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And, I kind of told them that, okay, it's not actually me. I mean, even the bot name was not just Rishi, it was Meet Minutes bot.
Mm-hmm.
So they know that, okay, Rishi is not gonna join, and he has sent his bot to end the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they can even ask the bot questions. It won't reply, of course, but it's actually capturing it. And those questions are being captured in the four quadrants. Remember the four quadrants? The first quadrant was questions asked
Mm-hmm.
during the meeting. So even they can ask questions to the bot that, Rishi, what's the status on the logo?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the bot will not be able to reply, but I get the summary that, okay, they talked about the logo. They gave in assigned tasks to me during that same meeting. Of course, I will not be there to say, yes, I will be able to do it. Yes, I will be doing it in 1 week or 2 weeks. But
Mm-hmm.
again, the bot is there. The bot is actually capturing the meeting, and the third quadrant is assigned to me.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can say that, Rishi, you can work on Google signups, sign up with Google, and it will capture it, and then I can go back to my dashboard of Meet Minutes, and after I'm available, I can go back and check what was talked about, what was the action item assigned to me, and then I can accordingly reply.
Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming those were not one-on-one meetings, right? Those were like
No,
kind of team meetings,
yeah,
and you were
yeah,
just a
yeah.
part of like one, you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
That's interesting. Do you think it could be scaled to one on one or
It could be, of course, but I started thinking on how can the bot reply, like let's say if I cannot join, but it's like a clone of me. To be a
mm-hmm.
real clone, it should be also able to reply as well. But I'm still, kind of thinking how I can do that. Maybe I think I've seen one of the project Farza's brain, I
Yeah,
guess.
made by
And
Max.
that's
Yeah.
where that's what got me thinking that let's say I can if I can build Rishi's brain, and the Rishi's brain can be integrated with meetminutes bot, and then it will be able to kind of reply. I'm not sure how that would work, but yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
would be something interesting that I would love to try out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. About that project though, I actually was a beta tester, so I have the app on
Mm-hmm.
my phone, and
Mm-hmm.
they prompted the bot in such a way that it's not actually Fuzza. So
Mm-hmm.
if you try to ask him about himself,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna say like a short thing, and then he's like, "I want to help you with your project." Right.
Ah,
So
okay.
it's kind of like an advice bot that's
Mm-hmm.
like kind of mimicking Fuzza
Mm. Yeah.
in the responses.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you know a lot of people that I know really hate like meetings, like whether it's in person or virtual,
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, if you have a list of action items, you can just email me and
Mm-hmm.
we'll get back to you. Um,
Yeah.
but do you see a benefit for using kind of this bot kind of scribe approach versus like a traditional like email?
Mm-hmm. Well, it does because it never works like that. That client will, just send an email,
Mm-hmm.
because that's not how we are built. It's kind of like a brainstorming. People need a brainstorming. People need a meeting to, kind of arrive at the action items,
Mm-hmm.
because almost all of the meetings that I am a part of, they I've observed that it's not always crystal clear before joining the meeting. Only after talking a bit, only after discussing, only after that, that's where the questions and answers come in, because
Mm-hmm.
some questions will be asked, some answers will be answered. There will be some more other discussions, some other comments before arriving at the action items.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like an evolution of the ideas um,
Hmm.
between the back and forth between the client
Yeah.
and the company. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
And not just necessarily client and company, it can be between anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be between you and me. I mean, we are just talking about something, and let's say we are talking about meet minutes. I've started recording this. We will maybe use this as an input for meet minutes and summarize everything. Or it can be
Mm-hmm.
used for podcasts as well. Uh, Funnily, it has been used for podcasts a lot. I mean, I never realized that it will work for podcasts so well, because the whole models have been trained for meetings,
Mm-hmm.
and I never realized that okay, podcast could also be a market.
Yeah. I mean, podcasts are basically meetings, right? They're
Yeah,
just
exactly.
audio meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
One
so,
more use case, really interesting use case, was actually my friend who is an HR. She's an HR, and she does a lot of interviews, a
mm-hmm.
lot of hiring remote workers. And in a day, she said that she has like at least 20 interviews lined up. So her whole day is filled up with interviews, and she kind of was really, you know, was really was really confused how to take how to kind of track who
Who's who?
which interviewer was good, which interviewer was bad, and which candidate was good and which candidate was bad. And then I just out of the blue, I was just talking about my product, and she said that well, she could use it for her interviews, and she used it for 2 days, and she kind of has developed a kind of her own system of scoring the candidates based on the summaries that are generated from my tool. So again,
Mm.
interviews are simple questions, answers, some
Mm-hmm.
discussions, some assigned to me. Maybe there could be some assigned to me, but it's majorly question and answers, and those are the quadrants that she's more focused on. And so she kind of question ask the question, those questions will be captured by meet minutes. See, the candidate answers, those answers will be captured by meet minutes, and then later she can, cross reference every candidate's answers,
Mm-hmm.
and check, did they really answer the question correctly or were they just bluffing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a transcript almost,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
of the conversations.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty interesting. So, do you see yourself developing this further, like over the next, like after buildspace, kind of like for the next year or so, like.
Yep, yep, I do. I do because I kind of am passionate about this product now because I've seen like it gives value to the end users.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is like a drug. When someone says that, wow, this is amazing. I use this for my task and it has a value. When someone says this, it's kind of a drug, and you need that, motivation, you need that drug, you need that kind of appreciation of the tool. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if even if they're not appreciating me, they're appreciating the product. It's kind
Yeah,
of
but
like
you
an
made the
indirect
product.
appreciation. Yeah, it's like a
So.
kind of an indirect appreciation, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, I feel so good. So that's where I think I'm getting this vibe that, okay, this product is something that should be out there into the world. Everyone should be using it, and I'll be, yep, so definitely would be working on this for at least foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm. Uh, do you plan on like doing this full time ever, or
Mm-hmm. Yep.
yeah? So
Yeah,
you
I am.
you'll like leave your current company and kind of work on it.
So yeah, so I am already actually working almost half time on it. So half of the time I'm mostly working with my clients, and then the other half I'm mostly working on meet minutes.
Mm, yeah. So this is obviously nights and weekends, but
Yeah.
uh, are you like working on it during the daytime, like during your job, or is that like
Yes, I
separate?
am. So after the job, I am already working on this as well. So my actually, I do not have, uh, like since the last few months, I have lost the concepts of weekends and holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on holidays as well. I'm working nights as well. So yeah, it's quite a hustle right now. But yeah, I think I enjoy it. I enjoy it very well.
I mean, if you enjoy it and you don't feel like tired doing it, then yeah,
Well, there
that's
are
good.
some days when I feel tired, but not necessarily, kind of. I never have those thoughts that, okay, let's give this up. I
Mm-hmm.
just don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. So
So there are some days where I feel really, really tired. I just take a day off,
yeah,
or as far as I say is, just take a walk maybe. And when
yeah,
have those negative thoughts come in, just take a walk and come back and have some tea, and that would be it.
yeah. My most recent video is about how it's okay to take a break because no
Yeah.
matter what you're doing, like even if you're resting, you're practicing a skill. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, that's good for you, man. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk about anything else? Like, oh, are you going to be in person at all?
Yep.
For
Yep.
Build
I
Space?
am. I am planning to come to SF.
Oh,
There's
SF.
also a,
Yeah,
yep.
I'll see you
Yeah.
there
There's
then.
also a story. There's also a story associated with that as well. Kind of interesting one, because from India to SF, it's like a huge. The ticket costs are like really really high. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
planning to go from Mumbai to Dubai, Dubai to London to SF. Yeah, that was
Wow. So you're literally flying like what, five
like
different
half around
stops?
the world. Yeah.
Yeah. That's insane, man. I'm
Yeah.
coming from the East Coast of the United
hmm
States, so it's only
hmm
like a couple hours.
That
Um,
would be great.
yeah.
If you are there, it will be amazing meeting you, Kevin.
Yeah. I already have a list of people I want to meet, so
hmm
I'll add you on that list.
Yep. Please do bring that. Is that a penguin or a chicken? I'm just kind of curious.
hmm Wait, what?
Is that a penguin or a is that a penguin or
Oh, it's
is it a chicken?
a chicken.
That's so cute. Please bring that with you in SF.
Uh, I was thinking about it, but I have very limited space, so I don't know if she's gonna fit.
You can carry it around in your hand.
Yeah, but I'm probably gonna bring a camera, so
hmm
to
hmm
make some videos, film some things. So
That would be amazing.
yeah.
These because I think buildspace has an amazing community of builders
hmm
who are really passionate, and maybe their products will work, maybe they won't, but I think everyone will at least get some learning out of this buildspace IRL, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
pretty really excited to be there.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's less about like the actual products, and
hmm
more of like the people behind them,
Yeah,
because even though we're all from like different backgrounds, different places in the world, we kind of had this common goal of like wanting to create and build something,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
which is kind of crazy to think about, right? Like a lot of people have that like desire, that's why they signed up. But if you see now,
hmm
like only 600, 700, 800 people are left,
Yeah, yeah.
um, from like thousands, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it takes a certain kind of person to kind of stick through the program
Mm-hmm.
and show up. So
I actually really feel bad for some of them who dropped off because some of them had really good ideas. It
hmm
was like really good. They would have picked it up and they could have, made it really big with those ideas. But I think it's
hmm
all about who stays. And yeah, it's not about
yeah,
great ideas, but it's all about who stays till the end.
it's also about execution, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you need to, like, if you're building a web program,
Mm-hmm.
um or website, you have to have the skills of like web development, or you have to
Yeah.
know someone who can help you through that. And
Mm-hmm.
buildspace doesn't really provide that kind of like technical support,
Mm-hmm.
because it's so fast paced, and they're
Yeah.
just like, yeah, just focus on what you can do, kind of,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and just try to get users, but
Mm-hmm.
that that's kind of the motivation why I started with user testing videos and feedback reviews. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
because I did season two, and I didn't have like the necessary skills to actually bring my idea to life fully.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I didn't get that many users because it wasn't like really useful in the
Right.
stage of development. And I was like, okay, this season I want to like find people with you know no users, or like very few users, and help them get to that next step and kind of support them. And the people I found, some of them have like crazy insane projects, kind of like
Yeah.
one of my favorites I always bring up is like Feyn.ai,
Mm-hmm.
Feyn.ai, and it's kind of this like educational platform, where
Mm-hmm.
you can type in any subject, and it'll
Mm-hmm.
actually write out like a whole story, kind of taking you through a journey of like the very basic ideas of that concept, and kind of like
Mm.
how a very normal way of thinking, and a
Yeah.
rational idea, and then at the
Mm-hmm.
end it actually asks you a question, like generated a question to test your knowledge, and if you get it
Wow,
right
that is
or wrong,
amazing.
then you get feedback, and then it takes you to a tangent of that topic. So like if you say
Uh-huh.
gravity, or if you say gravity forces, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll set you up with like, oh, an apple falls down from a tree. Why did that happen? Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes into the physics equations, and then it's asking, oh, does which one of the following is true, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there's like it's multiple choice. There's four questions or four answers, and one of them is like the force of gravity is attraction, or the force of gravity is repulsion, um,
Mm-hmm.
or as your mass increases, the gravitational force increases, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and it's just really cool because it's like that's like a fun way to learn, and I feel like
yeah,
there's so many kind of things that you can do with AI.
yeah.
And I really like the educational ones. Like I don't know if you've heard of Khan Academy. They
Mm,
built
yep.
Khan Mingo,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yep.
like a personal tutor, and
Yeah,
their
yeah.
demo is really insane. So
Mm,
I'm really excited for those kind of products.
mm.
But on Twitter, it's kind of depressing sometimes because it's like, you know, I asked GPT-4 how to make $1,000 using $10, and it's like, yeah, this is not the kind of stuff I want to look at. Um, it's just like, I don't know, different mindsets, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think I also saw a similar post on Twitter that uh, that really actually gave control of he actually gave control of his whole life to GPT-3 with the prompt that okay, you are my master and I am your slave, and the aim of this exercise is to make as much money as possible in the most legal way as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chat GPT, started giving out ideas, and then he kind of probably selected drop shipping or something, and then they started having a conversation, and there's a whole Twitter thread on that. And
Mm-hmm.
it really blew up, at least about, I guess, a month ago or something. It really blew up, and it was all over the news as well.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know. I don't really like those kinds of like just get rich quick.
Get rich easy, yeah, get
Yeah.
rich quick.
um, because it's like that's not actually providing people value, right?
Yeah,
So
that's right.
in the
Yeah.
end, it's just like okay, you get money, but who benefits? It's just
Mm,
you.
mm,
um,
yep.
and I just see that as kind of like selfish a little bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, good for him to get money, I guess.
Yeah. And and sometimes Twitter is depressing, at least right now. Sometimes it does become depressing for me as well. Looking at all the users that people are getting and all the revenues that they are making, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Am I why is this? Why is the user conversion so bad for my product? And
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, and then I'm like, okay, TK. It's like okay, my time will come as well. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's mostly just uh, making sure everything's working first of all,
Mm,
and then
yeah,
marketing it, and a
yeah.
lot of like really big products, I feel like their success is actually detrimental, right? So
Mm,
it's kind of like J.K. Rowling wrote the Harry Potter books, and
hmm,
every other book she wrote after that, people will compare
yeah,
that to Harry Potter,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, like, as a content creator, right? Like,
Hmm,
if I have a really good video,
hmm.
I I'm pressured to continue to make good videos because if I make a bad one,
Yeah,
it's not
the
gonna get as many views or interaction. Then I'll like compare the two, and I'll be like, oh, this is such a terrible video. And I'm trying to, since I'm just starting off, I'm trying to stay away from that.
Yeah.
and kind of just like, okay, no matter what, I'm just gonna publish this unless it's like,
Mm-hmm.
as long as I'm happy with it, I'm going to like
Yeah.
stick with it. Um, so it's kind of like success can be like intimidating.
Detrimental. Yep, yep.
Yeah,
That. Yeah, I think that you're right in that.
yeah.
So, what is actually getting you know you going, Kevin? I would like to know that. What actually is your drug?
Um, so I've been a pretty like quiet person for most of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm very thoughtful. Like I think about a lot of stuff, and um, I feel like I'm pretty well educated, right? So like I've been through a pretty good high school, and I took a lot of interdisciplinary classes in college. So I think what I've been trying to do my entire life is kind of like see things from other people's perspectives and get as many views as I can. Because I like to understand things. I like to understand people and how
Mm-hmm.
they think. So like online, obviously, you see all these people that are like, either black and white, kind of.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, you're either with me or against me. And I feel like the world is so much more nuanced than that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and, I've been through so many experiences, right? So, like, a year ago, I was diagnosed with like brain cancer. And then
Oh.
I just recently finished treatment. Um, but that was like a unique experience that happened to me. And it really changed the way I view, you know, my time on Earth and kind of my relationships that I have with people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm kind of doing this videos, doing these videos to kind of like get my thoughts out there and try to get other people to relate to the way I think because it's very easy to get caught up in the moment of life,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because um, one of my videos actually covers this. Is like time feels so fast or so slow sometimes, but when you have less of it, it feels a lot more valuable. And
Yeah.
every day counts, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so like this meeting was an hour, right? I feel like it doesn't feel like an hour.
Yeah.
But when you're walking outside and you see like the big world around you, it's like walking for an hour outside is like a very
Yeah.
different
It's so
experience than
tiring.
sitting
Yeah,
in
it's a
my
different experience.
than
Yeah.
sitting in my room talking to like someone on the computer. And I feel like people lose track of that. Like people lose sight of
Mm.
that. And I want my videos to be like a kind of reminder for them, um, to just question yourself to be like, do I really enjoy what I'm doing, and do I actually want to be here? So.
Yeah, yep, that's what I've experienced as well, Kevin, actually, that time is not really like a straight line. It's actually a curve.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually relative. It's like elastic. If you're having a good time, time actually shrinks.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's something boring, then it feels like it feels like ages.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, I think yeah, we may be uh some we may like write a thesis on this as well sometime. Like, the time is not straight. It's actually a curve.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a huge respect for you, man. Huge respect for you for winning on cancer.
Yeah. Um, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, uh, I do have a meeting at 2, so if
Okay.
you want to end early, we can. Uh,
Yeah, no problem.
yeah. Uh,
It was great talking to you, Kevin.
yeah, it was great meeting you. Sorry about the internet connections
Oh,
earlier.
no problem. No
Yeah.
problem.
Um, but yeah,
Sorry I could not join last time. I'm so
yeah,
sorry
it's
for that.
fine. I was like waiting for it. Like I was waiting for like when someone would like get in trouble or have something come up and they would have to like reschedule.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's completely fine. I get it. Um,
Was I like the first one who did this to you?
the first one that didn't notify me, yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry for that.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for that.
I mean, your internet went like out,
Yeah.
so there's nothing you can do about that. Like,
Yeah.
I missed a couple meetings like that too, so I get it. But yeah, it was great meeting you, and I look forward to seeing you in SF IOL.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It was amazing meeting you too, Karen. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.